Well, in the meantime, guys, until I see the light, I'll start rapping. Welcome to the Desert Storm Serious Extravaganza. My thoughts roll deeper than the car riots on Bonanza. I feel I'm just playing. I got to do things to keep me. Morning, friends. This is Kristopher Aaron, and welcome to day 13 of the 21-day water fast. 13. And let me just start off by saying, guys, congratulations for all of you who are still in the fight. The number 13 is so special because every culture on this planet, every single culture recognizes the number 13, guys, as the most precious, So with us being at the 13, we're well into this fasting labor. You should be feeling, just like I just did. Some days good and some days not good. But you should be at a really, we all should be at a really nice, sweet place, knowing that it's all downhill from there. We've been living on the invisible foods of the universe, and to focus on our intentions, our prayer life, and our meditation. Getting back to the number 13, guys. Every culture on this planet recognizes the number 13 as the most precious. It represents the male penis, which is the iota, which means the smallest seed, the iota. And the number 3 represents the female breast. That male energy, that female energy, once it's aligned in a spirit of harmony and togetherness, is the most powerful force on this planet. Male and female energy combined. Husband and wife team, or a committed partner team of a woman and a man, is the most powerful force in business. A husband and wife team, or just a male and female team that's together, committed, that's the most powerful force in business. The number 13. I talked about this, but we'll just talk about it again, guys. That's why there were 13 original colonies, because our forefathers, the people who founded America, they understood how precious the number 13 was. Original colonies. The number 13 represents perfection. It's completion at the highest level. Going back to Jesus, alphabet, there are 26 letters, 13 male, 13 females. Going to Jesus and his family, there were Jesus and the 12 disciples, which is 13, and then his partner, Mary Magdalene, and her 12, which is 20, which is 13 women and 13 men, and they call that the celestial Christ family, 13 men and 13 women, so that we can get to the 13. That's what it takes. That's what it takes. How many people were at the Last Supper? 13 represents perfection. How many entrances or doorways are there in the human body, male and female? For that Tertia, for your question, it's 13. And I'll just go over them again. I know we're not, but I'm gonna do it again. We got 2 eyes, we have 2 nostrils, and we have 1 mouth. That's 5. We got 2 nipples. That's 7. Okay. We have a front door and a back door. Now that front door, they count that as 1, even if there's 2, even if they're close together in proximity, even with the female. Okay, you got a front door and you got a back door. And then we have the skin, which is the largest organ. And then we have the pineal, the 3rd eye. Those are the 13 doorways into the human body. Thomas Jefferson was the first signer of the Declaration of Independence, and they let him sign first because his birthday, 13. King Arthur and the 12 Knights. If you go to court, there's 1 judge and 12 jurors. In a basketball game, there's 1 coach and 12 players. Mount Rushmore has 4 dignitaries. The number 4 is 13. 1 plus 3. 1, 3 is 4. There are 4 seasons, which is 13. And number 4, the only holiday with the number as the holiday is what? The 4th of July, or Independence Day. Independence or freedom. 76, the spirit of the number 76, the 7 plus 6 is 13, is the spirit of liberty, or the spirit of freedom. Everybody knows this, guys. The number 13 is powerful. And so that's why they tried to make it into something negative, like 13 being a bad luck number. And today is special because today's Friday the 13th, which is the day of Venus, the day of Venus. Friday represents Venus, and the 13th, today's is a powerful day. It is Friday the 13th. This is a good day. This is a good day. We talked about the 13 planets. Now, can anybody tell us on this call the 13 planets? Can anybody tell us what the 13 planets are? Well, since there's only 2 more people on this call, I don't know. Well, we know that the 13 planets. The first planet is Mercury. Mercury was the winged messenger. The second planet was Venus. And then we got Earth, the goddess of all living things, the mother of all living things. And then we got Mars, and then we got Ceres, and then you have Jupiter, then you have Saturn, then you have Uranus, then you have Neptune, then you have Pluto, then you have Maki, and then you have Haumea. It's Eris, E-R-I-S, Eris. Those are the 13 planets of our solar system, as above, so below. Friends, I highly encourage you, Google the planets. Everything that I'm talking about, you can Google and get this information yourself. It's out there. We're in the information age. This is the age of Aquarius, where all knowledge is readily available to the meek, or those who search it out, who are open to it. There's 2 types of knowledge, useful and non-useful. This is useful knowledge. There's only 2 ways to get wisdom: mistakes and mentors. This is mentorship right here. Okay? So, again, Google this information, guys. The number 13 is precious. You go to Italy, the number 13 is their lucky number over in Italy. The Italians, in every culture, 13 is the most precious. Okay? Because that's the highest level. You got a man and you got a woman in unison. That's just that's just too good, man. That's too good. It's rare. It's powerful. So I just wanted to say that. And I always hearken to this, guys, that you gotta remember why all of the immortals and all of the ascended men and women, why they came, the healers. And I use Jesus because he's the easiest to relate to. But we can talk about Horus. We can talk about Pythagoras, Socrates and Plato. We can talk about Milo or Apollo. We don't talk about Jesus. Why did Jesus come? He came to bring back the lost knowledge of air, fire, earth, and water that the poison makers tried to destroy and have kept secret. This stuff has been under lock and key. You've never had me before. If you've never done a water fast, I've never heard me speak or something like that, I guarantee most of you haven't heard a lot of the information that we've been talking about from the rainbow. You haven't known it because this stuff has been under lock and key. We're in a new age now, and this knowledge is just coming down the pike. You say, well, Chris, how you get it? Don't worry about how I get it. You say, well, how you know? I said, here's one. You want to know how I know? Because I was able to sit in on a few meetings, call, or just in the meetings with people who live in who know this stuff. That's all. That's all. I was able to just sneak in on phone calls and listen in. So that's how I got a lot of this stuff. And then I was able to get the books also from people who had access to them. So Jesus came to destroy the works, to bring back the lost knowledge that the poison makers had destroyed. Life of appearing, disappearing, and then reappearing. We appear, we disappear, and then we reappear. The purpose of the good news is to give a person the option to stop that process of appearing, getting old, ugly, sick, and then rotting in the grave, rotting in the ground, and then having to come back again. Or what used to be called the God spell is to give you an option so they don't have to do that. They don't have to go through that process anymore. You don't have to go through that process of just coming, living on earth, and then get old, sick, and ugly, and then have to recycle out of here again. It's not God's will. It ain't God's will, guys. It's not God's will. We're not here just to accumulate money and pay bills and have a little fun and just recycle off, just to have to come back and do it all over again. Life is deeper, but like I said, every human being that incarnates on planet Earth incarnates into death. You don't incarnate into life. You have to enter into life. Life is a door, but just like death is a door. The doorway to death is through that which you eat. Life is through that which you don't eat. In order to enter into life, you have to go through the gate called air, sunshine, and water. You got to get on the plants. That keeps you in life. You have in the plants. That's where life is. If you start eating death, then you're going to go right back in that kingdom, and that's fine. And no, that's where you're at. Okay. So when life gets hard, or you things aren't working out synchronicity as much as you would like, you know what to do now. At least you're conscious. I'm not the food police anymore, guys. So you can eat whatever you want to eat. I used to be the food police. There was a time I was like, you better not do that. Okay? I'm not the food police anymore. I think it's important for a person to be conscious. If you want to eat meat, if you want to eat trout, if you want to eat that trout, you want to eat trout, and you still want to eat some things, that's fine. And trout and eggs, you still want to eat various food, that's fine. But at least you're conscious where, okay, if I eat it, I know where I'm at, and I can't eat too much. I got to get back over, eat until I feel ready not to eat it anymore. That's fine. The key is just simply to be conscious and aware, and that's what it's all about. You can eat anything you want, but just be aware you're walking through. And when you're ready to upgrade permanently, that's what you simply have to do. Eating, you have to go on a fast, and then you have to eat from the tree of life. And the tree of life is so much more abundant, beautiful, tastier, and everything than the other tree. So just remember that, and then you will be fine. It's all about being conscious. So that way you don't have to get old, sick, and ugly, and rot in the ground and suffer out of here like we see so many people do, because they simply didn't have this knowledge. Destroyed for lack of knowledge. Like a real knowledge. I'm talking esoteric, scholarly knowledge, not academic, which means trivia. 99% of the stuff that we learn in college and in high school, it's not applicable to the real world. Academics, academia. That means, and if you look in a pre-1940 dictionary, word academics means trivia. Okay? Means to keenly observe. It's two different. It's a big difference. So guys, hear me on this, guys. You gotta, you just have to choose a path and be conscious of it. As simply a door, as a person like screaming, like, listen, this is the opportunity to not only do the fast, and so the best time to do a fast is like now in the wintertime, where ain't really nothing else going on anyway. So when the spring, summer, fall comes, you're full throttle, fully engaged in the business of life, in the business of living. Have all your needs fulfilled. You give God the first 21, 40 days or 6 weeks or whatever, and then he'll give you the rest at the highest level. Small sacrifice for a huge reward. Just hang in there, enjoy your water, suffer the water in your bodies. There is no other way. And don't seek to be normal. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. You don't want to be like everybody else. You're not called to be normal. You're not called to be normal. You're not called to be average. You're called to be you at the highest level. And you are very unique to this planet simply because there's only one you. You're irreplaceable. And there's nothing capricious in nature. There's nothing capricious in nature. God gave it to us. He wants this thing maximized to 100%. Just in nature. So we have to be ourselves. And remember this, Whitney Houston said it best. Learning to love ourselves is the greatest love of all. Learning to love ourselves. Self-love is the greatest love of all, because most of us, we haven't taught self-love. We've been taught See, people they confused. They read the Bible and they don't understand the scriptures. You know, in the Bible, Jesus said, this is what they wrote in the Bible. Jesus said, no greater love have thee than to lay down your life for your friends. So people look at that, man, I got to lay down my life. I got to be a martyr or whatever. That's the greatest love. They misunderstood that scripture. They took the original text out. Jesus talked a lot about self-love being the greatest love, you loving yourself, because only through that can you truly love and appreciate somebody else. So remember that, guys. Remember that. Self-love is the foundation, because you have what it takes within you to be and do all that God has called you to be and do. You don't decide your purpose in life. You discern it. You discern it. You don't decide your purpose. Your purpose has already been chosen. You discern your purpose. And he's the one that's responsible for all this. He orders your steps. Or I could say she and only she, him and her. The mother and the father. There's two aspects of the living God. There's the mother and there's the father, and both of them are real. You don't decide your purpose. You discern your purpose. God orders your steps all the time. He keeps you out of, listen, life don't happen to you, it happens for you. So when the so-called bad things happen, it's something that God's been preparing you for, or preparing for what you've been asking for. Something's coming down the pike. A lot of times we don't see the big picture. We look at it from a micro standpoint. We're not looking at it from a macro standpoint. And the important part is to look at things from a macro standpoint, if we can, as much as we can, and just know that God is always in control. He's not in control of your decisions, but he is in control of the consequences of your decisions. So that's why it's important to choose wisely, and don't never get discouraged when things seemingly don't go your way, or when he says no, because that I've had to learn the hard way that, listen, God is running this show, man. He just is. And this isn't me trying to be, oh, Chris is he's trying to preach to us. No, I'm not trying to preach to you, because I'm not, listen, take your hands off your pocketbook. I'm not going to ask you for tithes and offerings. I don't want, that's just not me. I think that's the biggest problem. That's a whole nother thing. We'll talk about that another time. Look, I'm not preaching to you. All I'm saying is that God, there's God, and he's running the show. Trust me. Show. We can make plans, but it's good to make plans, but don't marry those plans. You have to be flexible in your plans and your approach. Be firm in your principles, but be flexible in the approach, because God is always going to have the first and the last word with what goes down on this earth. The Lord will always have the first and the last word with what goes down on this earth. Just remember that. You'll always have the first and the last word with what goes down on this earth. The law. The word law literally means Lord. It means Lord. Lord. There's two types of laws: man-made, God-made. Natural laws, man-made laws. Both are important. You don't want to get into lawlessness, but if you have to break one, break a man-made law, because at least you might get away with it. You might be able to go 60 miles an hour in a 55, and old McKeever might not give you a ticket. She might not see it, or she might let it go. God ain't gonna, you can't, but see, that's a man-made law. Law. You can't break a natural law. You can't jump off the Sears Tower or the Empire State Building and try to break the law of gravity. Okay. The law of gravity is going to say, like, I don't play that. God laws, you can't break. Man-made laws, but sooner or later, even that's going to catch up to you. Like, you can continue to try to go 65 and a 55, but sooner or later, somebody's gonna give you a ticket. With man-made laws, you can only break them for a period of time. Sooner or later, you're gonna get caught. So just remember that, guys. So I just wanted, Friday the 13th, this is a precious day, guys. I just wanted to talk about the number 13 yet again. And since we're talking about 13, I'm gonna go with 4. And we're gonna talk about 4 success habits of 2017 that would absolutely propel and excel our lives if we just did these 4 habits every single day. Habit number one, the habit of at least 1 hour of cardio every day. The habit of at least 1 hour of cardio every day. Now that cardio could be you going outside and running for an hour, you going to the gym and getting in the pool for an hour and swimming for an hour. The cardio can be you getting on the elliptical, you taking a speed walk around the block for an hour. It can be any type of cardio that you enjoy. If you like spinning, you want to get on the spin bike for an hour, you can get on the spin bike for an hour. You can get on a regular bike for an hour. But the habit of you doing at least 1 hour of cardio every day where you're sweating, and you're getting those toxins out and getting all that stress out so you can be a more productive, happy human being. The purpose of this is to be a more productive and happy human being. A more productive and happy human being. 1 hour of cardio, okay? Where ideally where you sweat and you're pushing yourself and you're not dogging it. You're doing at least 1 hour. I want to say 2 hours, but at least 1 hour. At least 1 hour of cardio every single day. You cannot not do it because you're only cheating yourself. You're only cheating yourself. Our cardio, more happy and more productive. That's all. More clean. Number two, the second habit of 2017. Do these, things will change. I've done a lot of these, and I've experienced a lot of change. You become a new person. Habit of eating at least one fully raw meal per day. Do this. You got get in the habit of eating at least one fully raw meal per day. It's 3 meals a day. You can breakfast, lunch, or dinner. One of those fully raw per day. That habit of at least one raw meal per day. Now for breakfast, if you just want to get up and have a green smoothie or green juice for breakfast, that's your fully raw meal. You got it. For lunch, if you just want to have a really good raw salad with a raw dressing, not dressing, but a raw dressing, a raw vegan dressing, got to be raw where you make it yourself. Is that your meal? That's cool. For dinner, if you just want to have some raw zucchini noodles or some raw tacos or something, that's great. And you can do beelzebub, the other 2 meals, but at least one raw meal, fully raw meal per day. All that's going to do is it's going to set the foundation, baby. Because you start doing one raw meal a day, you're going to start craving more raw meals a day. And then you'll slowly but surely do it. So 1 raw meal a day. Yes, keeper, you can have your trout and your your trout and potatoes or whatever you want to have your trout. You do that also. Just 1 raw meal and 1 raw meal a day. Okay, number 3, the third habit is the habit of reading at least 1 hour a day of study. The habit of reading at least 1 hour a day in your field of study. Oh, let me get back to McKeeper. Eggs, trout and eggs. Yes, you can have your trout and eggs, baby, but just 1 raw meal a day. You can still have your trout and eggs. How about that? Okay. Okay. The third habit is to read at least 1, maybe 2, but we'll say at least 1. We're going, this is about as low as you want to sing to. This is about as low as you want to go, guys. At least 1 hour of reading per day in your field of study. So if your field is health, you need to be reading the best health books, the best exo and esoteric health books. If your field of study is sales, or if it's money, or if it's banking, or whatever you're doing, whatever field that you're in that you do, study at least 1 hour a day in your field of study. If your field is motivation, if it's whatever. I did that for years, man. I used to read books. I was. If you do that, you'll average about 1 book a week reading, at least 1 book a week. It should be 2 books a week. And then you'll be listening to cassette tapes and CDs or whatever, and just filling your mind with the best of the best. And I literally did this for years, from like 1998 up until maybe 2013. So reading 1 hour a day, transforming. The 4 habits that I'm giving you are things that are going to transform you. Things that are going to add grace and life to your life. principles and persuasions will add not only grace, but they will add life to your life. Okay? So the habit of reading at least 1 hour a day in your particular field of study. Your field is accounting. You'll become an authority in that field. If you do that, you'll become an authority. You become an international authority, a stud within 7 years, if not sooner, just by doing that. Because most people don't read, and if they do read, they're not reading the books that excel them. They're reading fiction or books that don't relationship stuff that don't mean, they're not reading things that's going to get them to the way they really want to go. All books are not created equal. So these are the types of books you read. You read, number one, the books in your particular field of study. You want to read biographies of successful men and women who you admire. And then number three, you want to read books on health. Number three, you want to read books on economics or the books on money, capitalism, because that's the system we live in. I wish we could go back to the barter system, not have to deal with it. But since we can't, we have to deal with what we have to deal with. You want to read motivation books, books on personal growth, those type of books. Stay away from fiction. You may let fiction be that 5% of the books that you read. 95% of the book, your books better be nonfiction, personal growth books. And when you just want to hang out and do some fiction, you can make that the 5-10%, if that. The majority of books you read should be personal growth, personal development, biographies. But number one, the books in your field, whatever field that you're in that you want to master, you got to read books in it, guys. It takes 7 years to achieve mastery in any field of study. It takes approximately 2,548 days to achieve it, to achieve mastery, not hours, I apologize, guys, days, 2,548 days to achieve mastery, which is equivalent to 7 years. It's equivalent to 7 years. 91 full moons. 91 full moons is equivalent to 7 years. 13 full moons is equivalent, makes 1 year. 13 full moons make 1 year. Is that number 13 again? So the habit of reading at least 1 hour a day in your field of study. And the last habit, number 4, is the habit of gratitude. The habit of gratitude. This is how I cultivate. Back in 1998, I started this habit, and it really helped me a lot. And I did this every day without fail. And I had a gratitude list, and my list was 10. I would write 10 things that I'm thankful for. Okay, you can do a gratitude list of maybe 5 things or 20 things, whatever. My list at the time was 10. I started doing this in June of 1998, and I faithfully got up every morning. Things that I was grateful for that was in my life. Now, a lot of times those things are like, man, I'm grateful for my TV. I'm grateful to be able to watch First Take in the morning with Skip Bayless. I'm grateful to be able to just get up and have legs to go out for this run in the morning. Eat and live in a house with air conditioning. That gratitude, the great thing about gratitude is that it immediately gets you out of fear and it gets you out of anger. And fear and anger are the top 2 emotions that sabotage most people's success. The reason why people become angry is because they start to look at like life's been unfair to them. And they get angry and they get bitter. And the second you get bitter, you start to blame others. And the second you start blaming others, that's when you take away your own power. You're not taking responsibility, and you can't be successful anymore. Be successful. Because the number one principle of personal success is you gotta take 100% responsibility for your life. The buck stops with you. You are completely, holistically, and sovereignly responsible for each and everything that ever happens in your life. Nothing and no one will deliver you. Nothing and no one will save you. It's you and only you who will rise or fall by your actions or your inactions that you choose to take or not take. Your mom can't help you. She can't save you. Your daddy can't. Nobody can. You and only you. You're responsible for the good things that happen in your life, and you're responsible for the bad things that happen in your life. That and own that. Then you start taking those baby steps forward. Until you start getting that and owning that, you'll never take those. You'll never start taking. Forget taking the big steps. You'll never take the baby steps. Because until you start owning, you're responsible for the good that happens. You're responsible for the bad that happens. There ain't gonna be no baby steps. your progress will be stunted. And matter of fact, you forget progress, you just start regress, because in this universe, nothing stays static. It's not, we're either moving forward or we're moving backwards. So it's like, you're not even standing still, you're going backwards. That's principle number one, guys. Taking full responsibility, the sphere of gratitude, because gratitude will keep you out of fear and it will keep you out of anger. And those are the two main emotions that just knock people right out. It knocks people right out of the game. They get fearful, they get angry. And in the universe, there's only two frequencies, love and fear. Love and fear. If you're not in love, you're in fear. Perfect love, have no fear. Gratitude keeps you out of anger. I know it seems like life is unfair a lot of times. It seems like life is unfair. Like, God, why do we struggle so much? I'm doing the best I can. Why can't I catch a break or whatever? This is not fair. But there's a big picture. Normally, there's a bigger picture that we're simply not seeing. We're simply from a micro and not a macro. Oh, gratitude, stand at the cutting edge, will keep you moving forward. And that's what life is all. It's all about moving forward. As long as we're moving forward, we're going to be fine. As long as you know that God's got you. Remember, don't take that for granted. Yeah, God's got you. But if you don't listen, if you ain't obedient, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, he got you. But if you're not obedient and you ain't moving forward, he's going to get you. And what I mean by that is that you'll listen, you don't want that. Okay? So yeah, God got you. You have to do also. Life is designed to be a glorious adventure from glory to glory, not from miracle to miracle. We're designed to go from glory to glory. It's designed to be a continual ascension, miracle to miracle. Miracles are good for short term to get you out of a bind. You can't live in miracles. You can't live in miracles. You got to live in glory to glory. That's how we're designed. Live through knowledge and wisdom and understanding. That's what gets us, okay? So number 4, the 4th habit is the habit of gratitude. Number 1 habit, at least 1 hour of cardio a day. Number 2, the habit of eating at least 1 fully raw meal every day. Number 3 is the habit of reading at least 1 hour in your field of study, whatever your field of study. The first books you read is the books pertaining to your field of study or the field that you want to master. The second type of books to read are biographies of men and women you admire, successful men and women. The third type of books you read are books on health, the books on finance, and the books on motivation, the books on personal growth. The last books you read are those fiction books, those fiction books that don't mean nothing. Let that be 5% of your reading material, if that much. Read it. So hear me on this. I just in the last, obviously the last habit is gratitude, but hear me on this. I'm giving you some more keys to the kingdom for growth so that we can all grow and be happy. It's Friday the 13th day. So I encourage everybody to take this knowledge seriously and let this knowledge affect you, because this is the highest level. There ain't no higher level. And it only gets better because we all have a lot to learn, but most importantly, we all have a lot to unlearn. And again, you and only you are responsible for it. Again, I'm honored to be beasting this fast with you. I'm going through the labors, and I just want to applaud everybody for staying faithful and true to your original intent. And the reason why we do this is simply because there's more. There's more. So thank you. And that is the monologue, guys. So we can open it up to Q&A or discussion. Anybody would like to grab the mic, feel free. You don't grab, then I start selecting.
Okay, here I go.
Prima, good morning, P. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I had a little bit of I can't think of another word except confusion, discombobulated, just a little bit.
Okay. Now, confusion about what?
Just trying to get it together. Like this morning, I had to start a new hangout because something must go wrong in the night if I schedule it too early and I can't figure it out. And I wasn't in a frame of mind to try to figure it out.
Oh, okay, okay. Wow. Well, you always tend to figure it out, even if it's at the last minute. So I applaud you here. You know.
And other than that, I'm doing okay. I got a
Okay.
lot of energy and getting a lot of work done on my computer, but I'm
Good.
so glad that you did the 4 success habits because
Yes.
movement is the major thing that I'm missing in my life. And I was terrified when you said the first one is movement, but when you said
Yeah.
swimming, my sister, who I don't have a really good relationship with, she found out that there's a pool that just opened up. And so she invited me to go swimming with her. But I feel too weak to do it right now. But I'm thinking, oh, as soon as I got the energy, I'm going to jump on that because I love swimming.
Oh man, Pete, that's awesome. Yeah, when the fast is over, it'll be the perfect time. And but here's the thing: if it's a public pool, normally they put chlorine in the pools, which is crazy. But
Yeah.
I can't do the chlorine, but yeah, there are some pools that you can get where they put the salt water. It's really they hook up the salt with no chlorine. One of those that would be the best. But that's good. You gotta get that cardio in, babe. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah. So how did you like the monologue? Was the monologue good and informative again? I know I talked.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the 13. 13 is one of my favorite numbers.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I use it in
Wow,
my, I use it a lot.
wow.
So,
Did you
yeah.
know that? Did you know how all the cultures relate? Did you know the sovereignty of that number before we started having this conversation? Did you know how precious it was?
No. And I had no idea about the male female aspect of it. But when I think about how white people are so successful,
Mm.
like the successful ones, the men, they always have a woman who,
Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. And the
That
woman's always got their back if,
yep.
taking care of the house and the kids so they can be out in the world wheeling and dealing.
Yes, and that is a major. That is so major. That's really number one. Absolutely, absolutely. You ever wonder why there were 13 original colonies, P, or that the Last Supper was so important and only 13 people were there?
No.
So that's why, because 13 is perfection. It represents perfection. Did you know about the 13 planets?
I kind of, but if you asked me to name them, I couldn't name them.
I'm tired. You're so funny. Wait, P, you should be able to name them now. I'm always talking about them. Can you name them now?
uh, Naribu, is that a planet?
No, they don't planet. P, are you taking those?
That's like I haven't grown up enough for that. That's a
Look,
little bit
P,
more advanced.
P, I talk about those planets almost every day, P. Oh my God. Hey, P, what's the third planet from the sun?
Mars.
Earth, P.
Oh,
Earth. Hey, P. Hey, pretty much. What's another name for Earth? What's another name for Earth, P?
Gaia.
Exactly. Exactly. The Gaia. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm just hacking on you. Yes. That's good. That's good. See, all this esoteric knowledge that comes. Now, P, did you know about the process of the good news as far as the air, fire, earth, and water?
Yeah, I remember that when you said a few. That was an easy way
A
to
few.
remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, a few there be who find it. Yes. Yes.
And the 13 entrances to the body,
Yes.
I have 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 1
Yep.
anus, 1 vagina penis,
Yes.
2 ears, 1
Yes.
mouth,
Yes.
and then I got lost.
Okay. Then you got 2 nipples. Okay.
Oh,
You got 1 skin. You got your skin. That's another. That's 3 more. And then you got
oh,
the third. And then you got the third eye.
oh, okay.
You want me to? Do we need to do it again?
Yeah.
Okay. We got 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, 2 nipples. You got a front door and you got a back door. And then you got the skin, which is the largest organ. And then you got the third eye or the
Okay.
first eye.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
How is the third eye affected by fasting?
Oh my God. It's affected by fasting because what happens is that it finally gets a chance to decalcify. Third eyes have been calcified through bad nutrition, through environment. So when it decalcifies, it what's the word I'm looking for, Pete? It seemingly is lifted to a higher functions of capacitance of function where you're just able to tap into higher frequencies through the process of decalcification and plaque. So that's basically it.
Okay.
Once you purify it, then things just happen for the person.
Yeah.
Pete, other questions? Anything?
Not right now.
Okay. Okay. How did you like the habit of eating at least 1 fully raw meal a day?
I like that. I'm planning on eating all my raw,
Good.
especially like that when because I thought, oh, fish is harmless, but now I'm reading all these articles about, finding drugs in the water. And I was my in civil engineering, you can do transportation, foundations,
Yeah.
structural, and water, wastewater. And I was a wastewater engineer.
Okay.
And when the dirty water goes in the sewer, it goes down to a plant where it's taken in, and everything that's heavy falls to the bottom. So sometimes we would find bodies, human bodies, or
Wow.
fetuses, or all kind of things in the water. And then
Wow.
the liquid water moves on and it gets treated chemically, and the grease and oil float to the top and it gets skimmed off and taken away. And some of that stuff you burn up. And things like drugs, there was nothing to treat that really. So when I saw that article about the salmon that are being found with drugs in the salmon, I thought, I know that's possible.
Pete.
So we got to be very careful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Eat life as much as you can. Absolutely. That's good. That's really good. Um, thank you. Thank you, Pete.
Thank
Makiba, you're welcome, Pete. Thanks for being um, expedient. Makiba, are you available?
Yes, Kristopher.
Makiba, what's up?
Yes, because you have been throwing shade all morning.
I know. Hey, Makiba, you my girl. Listen, if I'm throwing shade at you, that means I got love for you. That means I like you.
Yes. Well,
Right.
am I supposed
Huh? Go ahead, babe.
to go ahead?
I was gonna
Go
say,
ahead.
listen. I said you can have your eggs and whatever else you like.
My
Just one.
trout.
Your trout, right? Your trout. Just one raw meal a day.
Actually, I said I was gonna at least do one egg a day and then leave the fish to 1 day a week.
That's good. See, that's good. 1 day a week, and then everything else you do good. Okay, that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Hey, Makiba, I got to get some feedback from it. How did you like the monologue? Did you get some good stuff out of it?
Yeah, actually, it was good. It pretty much gets you refocused on what it is that you need to do, because a lot of times we can, I guess, kind of really forget
Right.
purpose that you're doing things or what have you, and then to actually investing within yourself by reading books and stuff on personal enhancement and personal development in your
Yep.
field of study, it really
Yep.
aids in the progression of your success and or promotion into other. So I was like, oh, that was spot on. So just getting back to the basis of things really really helps. And I'm glad that you are able to share with us, in this capacity, your personal enhancement and development, and also, going through alongside of it.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's great. I think it's key because number one, I'm beasting it right with you guys, but number two, chance to do a lot of things over the last, I guess, almost close to 20 years now, and seen a lot and been with the studs and and so I just remember like what worked for me and how it could help others. And our reading was big for me. Starting with one raw meal a day was big for me. And doing the gratitude list. I've been doing this like since 1998, Makibra. And just doing little things like that. And so it's, I love it.
Good. Well, I just I guess had the bowel movement today. Is it just supposed to be bowel movements in day 13?
That's a good question. Now it's different from every person. Now, there's been some fasts like for me, but here's the thing. You've been drinking a lot of water. Some days you've been drinking 5 liters. Even though we have the 3-day dry. Water going in, and you still, you having to work and be active. You're driving a lot, but it can still, especially if you're, stuff in you from, diet or whatever. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so you're good. Now let me ask you a question, Makiba. Before this, did you know really the importance of the number 13? Like before we start talking about it?
I've had some knowledge of different numbers.
Okay.
But not to the extent that you have explained them.
Okay. Does it make sense with regard to the number 13 and why it's so precious? Why every culture recognizes it?
Yes, I mean, because even with that, it just goes to show how important, even the decisions that we make based upon certain years, certain dates, and all of those things, so that you can be, I guess, in a proper order when you're doing things the right way. Because when you understand that number 12 is the number of government, and then you have 13, when you understand that you're doing things in the right manner, then I think you will come out a little bit more successful in the end of doing things when it's not in the right, I'm gonna say, right rhythm of things. When you're in the rhythm of things tend to flow a little bit better. But when you're not in a rhythm or in sync with things, it don't flow properly.
That's real talk. Now, Makiba, I got to. Crisco, got to give you a trivia. You've been listening to these. You've been listening to these 13 planets since we started. Give me what? I know you've been. Give me a. What's the 13th planet? Give me the 13th. Just give me one planet.
Aries.
Aries. Yes, it's Aries. You're right.
Aries.
That's the 13th. That's good. Okay, that was good. Now, what's the first planet? Give me number 1.
Various.
Right. What's the first? What's the first planet? What's the first planet?
Here you go with this. I believe it's Mars, right?
No, the first, number 1. What's the first planet from the sun? What's the first rock from the sun?
I don't know.
It starts with
What
the M.
is it?
It's Mercury. Mercury.
Oh, Mercury. Okay.
Right, now, who was Mercury? We talk about it every day. We talk about it every day.
I see you trying to put me and Prima on
Right.
There's only two of us on the call today, huh?
I get to do it right. Since it's just you two, I get to.
But that's okay. We soldiers. We coming back tomorrow too.
I know. I love you guys. You best. You best. Well, Mercury was the winged messenger. The winged messenger.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it's. You were. You said okay. It's good to know. It's like, you know, okay, that's what Kristopher said. Write that down. Right. So that's what he. Hey,
look,
this is so.
I got you next time.
No doubt. No doubt about it.
You won't catch me off guard again.
And you're my number one. Hey, Makiba, next to P, you're always on the call. I got, you know, you're right there. So I appreciate you for just being so faithful.
No problem.
Yeah.
No problem.
You said it off from day one when you gave your testimony from last year. When you get, you know, nobody had any excuses, because if you can do 21 days under the conditions you did it, that's just good. Oh yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
No doubt. Now you got any other questions?
No, we just want to know how you are today.
Thank you for asking. First of all, I'm doing good. You notice the sun isn't out here, which is rare. I feel good. I feel light. Do I think about food? A lot. I think about the juice, because I'm going on the juice on day 22. I just little weak, you know, but the good news is, like, when we finish the Cosmic Keeper, I go to sleep. I take a nap and I just sort of lay down. I may get on Facebook for a little bit, but I feel okay. I'm doing okay. I don't feel I look like, you know, I'm a vanity driven guy, I guess, in a way. And I was like, I'm losing too much weight, you know, but I'm all right.
Well, you look well to us on these calls.
Oh, for real? For real? Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
and
you.
we always look forward to seeing you. So yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me, because I'm like, God, I hope I'm getting something out of it, and I don't sound like a broken record, because I know I repeat a lot of things, but I say that just so that you guys can really get it. And yeah, thank you. So that means a lot to me. That means a lot. It really does. I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'6". You know. So yeah, that means a lot. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, I just hope all is well with you guys, and I'm gonna get off shortly.
Okay. Thank you so much, Makiba. We're gonna end the call early too. So I appreciate that. Thank you, dear.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And P, if you don't have anything else to add, I can go ahead and close this out.
I'm good.
You good? You sure?
Yep.
Okay. And you know, I hit you up at some point later today, P, to let you know how everything is going, okay? And you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But hey guys, this is first of all, this is an amazing call. I enjoyed today with Prima and with Makiba. Thank you guys so much for all of the feedback, all of the laughs. I love it. And just, ladies, be strong the rest of the day. I appreciate faithfulness and the interaction. So guys, again, this is day 13. Stay prayed up, stay laid up if you can, and drink the water, be grateful, and be blessed. Take care, guys. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye, Makiba. Thank you so much, dear. Be blessed.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Makiba. Bye, P. Take care, Prima.